This old fellow here is possibly the very first chainsaw carving I ever did. Maybe like five years back. I remember carving this wood thinking it was Douglas fir, and it was the hardest wood ever to carve, because at that point, I still don't keep my saws that sharp, but at that point I knew nothing about keeping your chainsaws sharp. I've used chainsaws my whole life here and there, you know, like for fires or whatever, but I never really knew too much about sharpening the chains. So this old fellow was sitting at their front of their gate for years on the road, and Judy and Scott didn't take it. I guess they didn't want it. So I said to myself, I says, well, you know, it's one of my, I don't even know if I signed this piece, because I never finished, but they just put it out there and I never even had it finished. I didn't even know if I signed this piece, but what I'm going to do today is see if I can make this rejuvenate it, bring it back to life. I say on lots of my videos, carve deeper. On this one, I carved too deep. Like, I'll show you guys a side view. The forehead's sticking way out here. The mustache is way down here. So I think to start it off, I'm going to have to cut all this out on a bevel. Let me show you guys a side view. I'm not going to, this is not a how-to video. This is kind of just showing you guys that you can fix your old wood. Let me take the camera off the tripod here. Stand by. So, you know, but it's still like, even though it's my fur, it's still a wood spirit. It still looks neat, all gray and weathered. I don't even know. I had to cut the bottom straight, and there was a rot pocket up in the center of it, so I don't even know how far that rot pocket goes up. But let me kind of show you. I'll give you a wide view. So that goes there. All this needs to be cut, like right here. And all this wood, like on this side of my hand, that needs to be cut off. So I got to get my saw in here and cut all that off, slope like that. I'm just going to mess around. I really don't have too much energy. I'm getting a late start to the day, but why not? You know, like, whatever. Let's carry on. Get it done. I'm running my old 034. Oh, come on, you dirty little... So that's that done. Really chippy old Douglas fir. Or maybe it's hemlock or spruce. I don't know. I really don't care. But there you can see. Mustache, nose. Recarve my eyes in. Take some of this wood away. Recarve the forehead in. I'm not looking to create a masterpiece here. I'm just trying to bring something back to life. Okay, so. We still got to slope our nose way back. Like I could get the saw and... Maybe I should do that first, go up cut here. There. So his eyes are going to be here. And then we'll do the forehead right here. So I got my battery, so I don't know how sharp it is, but it's got a full battery, the MSA 140. So let's just see. Maybe we'll do a time lapse or something. starting to come back there. What I need to do now is I need to push that forehead way back. So that means, come on, you tripod, stand by. Okay, forehead. I need to carve this forehead in. I need to carve it super deep and remove all this wood. I'll probably take it all the way down to the bridge of the nose, cut deep in here, and then remove all the wood in here and push it back. I'll do that off screen. Okay, the microphone's still working, yep. So I got the forehead taken back. I just give him some hair. Oh, this is just a quick thing. Now, what do you guys see? Something obvious on this piece, how I could make it better? Look at the size of its nose. I know lots of you new carvers struggle with noses. So I don't know, where's that good pin that I had? Stand by. I'm not even going to worry about down here now. We can carve the mustache up higher. So this nose is freaking huge. So let's put our center line on here. Let's do this. Now, one thing that you have to be careful with, this wood's so chippy, like it's got a huge crack here. It's got a huge crack here. So I think what I'm going to try and do, this is carved too low. I'd have to carve this so much deeper into the log to try and make it, like, you can see that's carved too deep. But well, let's fix this nose. Like, to make this, the eyes flush with the mouth, I'd have to carve this way back. I don't feel like carving it back anymore, but that's what I would have to do. Carve all this farther into the log, and then slowly carve all this down, take the nose down. So, but what I'm going to do next, see these lines here? I'm going to carve here, here, then cut the nose in. So there's a smaller nose. That's all you got to do. Okay, so there's our smaller nose. We push this part back. Like I said, this part is cut from the very beginning. This part here, down here, was too deep because your eyes are here. The mouth's going to be past the eyes. It should be about out here because you want to line that up with the eyes. Actually, the lips should stick a bit farther out than where the eyes would be. But if you look at a side view of your face, anyways, it's not to scale. So, like I said, don't worry about this bottom, like, look at this bottom lip that I had in here before. So, let's go up here. I'll clean this nose up with my die grinder. So let's just put this guy's mustache right here. So this is friggin', look at all this. This is a terrible piece of wood, but I'm just doing this to show you guys and girls and whatever you want to be that you can do whatever you want to do. Who gives a shit, right? So I'm going to carve this off screen. I'll carve my bottom lip, carve the mustache. I got to carve so deep inside here to get rid of all of this stuff. All that bottom lip, look how deep I got to carve. I got to carve all this away to make the two mustaches, two sides of the mustache to stick out. Okay, so this definitely is Jordy, what were you thinking video? It sure is. See how eyes, bottom lip, whatever, is what it is. So I'm going to pull out my die grinder, clean it up, and sorry, I'm eating a donut. And then I'll be back. I don't know, like, can you see it? Does it look better yet? I don't know if it's summertime yet, but it's getting pretty warm out. We had a little bit of a heat wave here. I'm going to show you guys that watched my last video. These tables, and I sprayed the friggin' Kutzall on there. I kind of did something stupid. I knew these slabs were soaking wet, so the Kutzall never really dried properly overnight. And let me show you an example. Like, I really don't care because, like, I didn't carve these to sell. I just carved these for the fun of it. I blocked them out. My buddy Phil brought me these pieces in the winter, and I said, well, I don't know what, it's not very good wood. It's hemlock or something, so I'm just going to carve some wood spirits all the way around. But it didn't. The wood's too wet. So I thought I did wet wood before, but maybe the wood wasn't this wet. So I got them sitting out here baking in the sun. I just don't know what else I can do. The chair is a different story. The chair was drier. That cedar. But there's a little dinkhead gnome. Anyways, I think the best thing I could do is just, you can see where it's still wet. Just leave them sitting out in the sun for, hopefully it doesn't rain for a couple days. And hopefully they'll dry out. I just really don't know. Anyways, back to the thing. I do want to carve a bench with an owl, and then maybe an owl and a nuke. This one's taller, so I can do an owl on this one, and then maybe an owl and a nuke in the lower one. So that's one of my projects for one of these thinner 2-inch slabs. But here's this thing. You know, this video is kind of like, is this Jordy, like, what were you thinking? Because what was I thinking? Well, I was thinking, hey, you know what? That's one of the first wood spirits I ever did. It's a shitty piece of wood, but I want to see, because I remember when I first started carving with my chainsaw, like I said earlier, but I want to see if this wood doesn't seem so hard now since I know how to sharpen my saws better. That's why I wanted to do it. And I've always been curious. And the wood, it seems way softer than when I did it before, because I know how to keep my burrs clean. Burrs like this Kutzall here. This one's a little bit plugged up. And I know how to keep my saws sharper. Most important thing about chainsaw carving is, number one, safety, your chaps. I know I wasn't wearing mine today. Eye protection, ear protection, all your safety stuff. And have fun. So I'm going to show the very new beginning wood carver. This applies for Dremel carving too, okay? So say you're not very good at eyes. I'm not very good at eyes. I knew I couldn't carve real eyes in this because there's a real big crack. It goes here all the way down here, right? So I said, screw it. I'll hollow out the eyes. So if you want to make it seem like, where's my chair? If you want to make it seem like you have eyelids, see that? I normally wouldn't draw this on. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut in these top eyelid lines, right? And then when I burn it, you're going to see it darken there, and it's going to look like an eyelid. Okay, so just cut deep in there, probably about like Gurdeep says, that deep. Then I'm going to be using the thinner Kutzall, this burr here. It's a little bit plugged up, but I'm just going to go like this and cut that in. And I'm going to do some cuts down here and stuff and give it some character. And yeah, so I'll show you after. So I'll cut that in. I'll do all the detail work with Dremel. We'll burn it, and then we'll be back. Well, I might as well show you. So just let me get my chair set up here. And I got the Dremel ready. And I'll just quickly cut in the top eyelids. So there you guys go. What do you think? Think it looks better now? Look, it's hard to even see the cracks. I just kind of burnt it and blended them all in together. It's even hard to see that crack on the face there because I did all the little cuts. I signed it. I put some black spray paint on top just to give it some extra protection. It's a lot easier to start with a nice, fresh, clean piece of wood. But if you guys have an old carving around that you know when you first started carving and you thought the wood was so hard and you don't like the carving, why can't you recarve it? Try it out. You might be quite surprised how improved your skills will come with chainsaws, with chainsaws, with Dremels, with Fordhams, with die grinders. You know, a lot of part of this chainsaw carving or even Dremel carving is getting familiar with the tools. Once you get more familiar with the tools, you're going to become a better artist, just like painters. Once they become more familiar with a certain type of paint and different types of paint brushes and paper, it all comes into effect. Good wood, bad wood. Just try to get better. Because I'll say, like, I'm not a very good artist. I'm not. All the stuff that I've done is from hard work and being repetitive, repeat. Try this next time. This is what I used to say on my videos for wood spirits. For all the very beginning carvers that want to be able to do a wood spirit, I know you can do it. Because if I can do it, you can do it. I hate saying that because some other YouTuber says that and I can't stand the dude. But anyways, back to positive. Doing your wood spirits, carve 5 the way you normally do it. On the 5th one, say, okay, this time I'm going to practice making a different, better nose. Then, it might take you all day to do. Who cares? You're learning. It's your own time. It's free time. You're retired now. It's your weekend. It's after work. You don't work. It's your time. So carve 5 wood spirits, blast them off, do what you do, carve like heavy hand. Don't be a Geordie, but do what you do. Say 5th one, say, okay, I'm going to practice the nose this time. So now you do 5 more, but every time you practice the nose, so you start off, you get to the nose, you practice the nose. Now your noses are going to get better. So then you've done 5 normal ones, 5 with the improved nose. Then say, okay, well, now I'm going to carve another 5, and I'm going to improve the bottom lip, or I'm going to give this guy teeth. And just repeat and repeat and repeat. And don't sweat about the eyes. I just showed you how to make the eyelids. They look mystical to me. You know, I don't know if you guys can see the screen there, but like I'm not a realism carver. I'm not trying to carve real looking wizards. I like carving wood spirits. Wood spirits aren't wizards. Wood spirits are wood spirits. They're spirit inside of the wood. Long story short, the more that you do, the better you're going to get. You got an old shitty carving lying around and you thought the wood was so hard to carve when you first started carving, grab it. Don't burn your pieces. If you got one that sucks, just put it aside. Somebody will want it, like Judy and Scott wanted it. They put it out front on the street. Old Vladimir has seen this guy the way it was before. The wood sure seemed a lot softer. Not because the wood did get softer, because the older wood gets, the harder wood gets, unless it gets punky, because it's drier. It just seemed a lot softer because all my tools were sharper, and I was more familiar with the tools. I'm not going to keep on going on everybody, but I just love to see you guys trying the wood spirits or owls or whatever you want to do, and just have fun, and just be happy. We only live once. It's not a dress rehearsal, so take advantage of it. Take advantage of while you can use these hands, because one day soon you might not be able to use these hands. I can sit here and keep talking, but it's time for me to go home, and I'm going to go to Dairy Queen and get a hot fudge sundae with some extra fudge. No pineapple, just hot fudge and strawberries with the extra hot fudge. No, banana split, I mean, with the extra chocolate and extra strawberries. Anyways, Carbon Fusion. Sign out. Here's a side view for you, just card, Rob. So there, I signed it. There's your eyelids. Boom, boom. Huh? Eh? Hard to give you a side view when this wood's still here. So it does look a lot better. This both is a little bit back too far, but not too bad. Not too bad anymore. Nose sticks way farthest off the face. Well, anyways, Carbon Fusion, over and out.